What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Junior and the Big Dog. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July. Hopefully, you're not too hungover. Hopefully, you guys stay safe. Um, Before we get into this, Big Dog, I think me and you talked about it. The tragedy that we woke up to. I mean, yeah, it's still a tragedy, but thank God he's still okay for the most part. But Kendrick Norton, an accident down here in South Florida on one of the highways, lost his arm apparently, so it was a serious accident. But thank God he is alive. But not some news that you want to hear waking up on July 4th.
Yeah, yeah, just terrible. I mean, apparently the reports are, and we're filming this on July 4th, relatively early in the day. But the news was this morning that apparently, and it's been confirmed by multiple sources, that they actually had to amputate one of his arms at the accident scene. Uh, just terrible, tragic to see a young man, and obviously, like you said, I mean, at the end of the day, thank God that his life is still there, and it looks like he's going to survive this. But obviously, the end of his football career, a career really was just getting started. Um, Man, just sad, just sad. So I know I join you and all Kane's family in prayers for his recovery, and for God to show him a different path. He could still achieve his dreams and make them a reality. And it's just sad all around when something like that happens to somebody that's so young. And our prayers are with him, so, and with his family, obviously, also.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't like to see it happen to anybody, but the
Yeah.
fact that he's Canes fan, baby. I mean, we all stick together, and we love knowing when he was here, and I think he had definitely had a future in the NFL. I mean, he was with the Dolphins. So unfortunately, like you said, it's gonna be the end of his football career, but you never know. God has a way of working and opening other doors. So hopefully one of those doors do open up for him. And prayers to his family, prayers to Kendrick. We feel for you and for your family, and we pray for a speedy recovery. So we just felt like we had to touch on that topic before we go ahead and get into a player profile on Chris Washington. Um, it's already been some time. He committed on Paradise Camp, but we haven't done a player profile yet on Chris Washington. So we felt like we got to go ahead and jump into it, break them down for you guys so you can see what exactly is coming in for next year. Before we go ahead and jump into it, though, guys, like, subscribe if you can, comment, share. We really do appreciate it. Those
Notification bell.
notification bell.
Hit that notification bell, guys. If you don't know the way the YouTube algorithm works for our videos to move up in people's queues, things like liking, obviously subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you always are notified anytime that a new video of ours comes up, and then also comments and sharing and stuff like that also helps us grow our channel. So
Yeah.
please do that.
And I see some comments like, we have a very tight knit Canes fam, and I see some of the comments you guys are saying that we're growing and stuff like that, and giving us props. But to be honest with you, you guys are the ones that deserve the props, because without you guys, this wouldn't be anything. So we plan to keep on growing and coming together, as a Canes fan, and you guys are taking us to levels that we never really thought we would get at in such a short period of time. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into Chris Washington,
Yep.
the offensive lineman from Tennessee.
Yep. This one came a little bit out of nowhere, really, because when you looked at it, obviously we knew he was committed to Ole Miss. He was committed to University of Mississippi. We knew when we had offered him, he was this tall, athletic, slightly underweight guy that we were looking at, and then he came down for Paradise Camp, and man, things went quickly from there. Butch Berry, tell you what, this is a guy that we knew coming from the NFL that he was going to be a guy who knew about techniques, was going to be a very good teacher of techniques he did a great job with the Buccaneers offensive line in the NFL. But, you know, whenever you get an NFL guy, you never know how he's going to be as a recruiter. And, man, has Butch Barry lit it up as a recruiter. Obviously getting Jalen Rivers, this young man, Chris Washington, from what it sounded like was he was just coming to Paradise Camp and to be evaluated and for us to take a look at him. And, man, it went from that to him flipping from Ole Miss to us quickly. And he's very intriguing, very athletic. Lots of things that I do like on his film. You're going to see good feet. You're going to see, obviously, tremendous size. He's 6'7", 270, 275. There's a lot to like, and there's a big upside. Obviously, this is a guy who I think is going to need a redshirt year. Maybe even his second year, he'll start getting some playing time sporadically. But this is a guy who has the frame, the long arms, quick feet that you want to see on an offensive tackle. But he's probably going to end up being somewhere around 6'7", 310. Let me give you his background real quick. We mentioned 6'7", 275 from Nashville. He goes to John Overton High School. His rating's actually 83.78. He's the 115th ranked tackle in the country and the 1,325th overall player by the 247 composite. Give you some measurables. In fact, Carlos, you want to go over the measurables?
Measurables, yeah. His 40 was 5.43. His shuttle was 4.94. A vertical of 27.4. His weight, he's at it says here 269, but he's around 270 and change. And like we said, he's 6'7". So,
and he's a legit 6'7", guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that was measured at one of these camps, and so he's a legit 6'7". And like we said, long arms, interesting prospect. I think Butch Barry sees guys like that, like Adam El-Gamal, also as obviously Zion Nelson, what they're doing with doing Zion Nelson, and you see guys that he looks at. I think Butch Barry is very good at seeing not just where they are, but where he believes he can get them to.
Right, exactly.
And that's what I think with Chris Washington.
Yeah, I think that's what we're seeing that he's doing with a lot of the, you know, the tackles and guards coming in, that they might be a little underweight, you know, but he said it before, like the way he wants to build up these players, he doesn't mind if you guys come in underweight. It's just when you look at it in the scope of, do you rather bring in somebody that's overweight, you know, somebody that may be 320, 330, and then has to work very hard to bring that weight down and convert it into good weight? Or do you want to bring in somebody that might be a little underweight, but you could already start right off the bat by building them up with good weight? So I think that's the strategy that Barry is doing. And
I think an added plus is when you open up your recruiting to include those guys, a lot of times you're getting guys who are really good athletes, because they're guys that are underweight because they play basketball. They're guys that are underweight because they were two-sport athletes. They did track. They, you know, that type of thing. So you're getting a guy who has the height, the length of the arms, the quick feet because they're good athletes, and then you combine that with the good weight that they can add in college, and after a year or two in a strength and conditioning program with the monster strength and conditioning coach that we have in David Feely, and all of a sudden you have yourself an absolute stud. And we're seeing this right now with Zion Nelson, and I think we'll be seeing it really shortly with Adam El-Gamal. And just excited. I think this is a young man, was a good find. I think you probably feel the same way. Wasn't in love with his film. I do like the athleticism that he showed, because obviously, as big as he is in high school, he was usually going against smaller guys. But I didn't see much of a mean streak there. Didn't see much of an edge. I think you felt the same way, but I did see quite a bit of athleticism for someone with, at that size.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the film, and you're gonna see that for somebody his size, being 6'7", around 270, he does move quick, laterally. I think, especially against defensive ends and stuff like that are smaller, quicker, and obviously faster. But what we're going to see in this film, and maybe you guys will see the same thing. He's raw, and like you said, Big Dog, like most likely he's gonna be redshirted, but Butch Berry, I have full faith that he's gonna be able to bring him along, and he brings that NFL technique, and I think he's gonna be able to coach him up and make the most out of the player that he can possibly be at the University of Miami. So I think the fact that the athleticism is there, the size is there, is obviously a plus. And when you put him a couple years with Butch Berry, you never know. I mean, so yeah. But you want to go ahead and get into the film, so these guys can see what we're talking about.
You ready?
Let's do it, baby.
Let's get to it. There you see, they're going to mark him. He's number 72. Nice block there. Takes the guy there. I saw a bit of an edge. I just didn't see that chip on his shoulder continuously. But there you see very good feet. Well, you know what? There's a little bit of an edge there too.
Yeah, well, you see him on some plays,
yeah,
but some plays you don't.
Right, just that. There you see he rides the guy all the way past the quarterback and gets him down. He does have very good feet. He really does. He has good feet. Plays with good technique. The technique can get a little sloppy at times, but there's definitely a lot of material there to work with. There you see him. He plays left tackle. They're nice. He gets to second level.
Yeah.
There you see his pass blocker. They tried a bull rush on him. Didn't work. There we go. I want you guys to keep looking at the film. There you see, I mean, he's athletic enough, gets out there to the edge on that blocking place. I mean, so listen, when you see a guy who's 6'7" and that good of an athlete, there's going to be a lot of good stuff to look at and a lot of good stuff for Butch Berry to work with.
Right.
And I think that's what Butch Berry saw when he saw Chris Washington. So overall, I think it's a real good signing for the future. Obviously, Jalen Rivers is someone who we have higher, not just because of we talked about, I don't care about their ratings, but Jalen Rivers, I think, is much, much further along.
The film speaks for itself when it comes to
Jalen's at a whole other level. But that doesn't mean that Chris Washington, after a year or two in a strength and conditioning program, can get to that level.
No, absolutely.
Because he has the potential. And obviously, we're still trying to get Isaiah Walker, which we got some good news. He finally decommitted from South Carolina.
Yeah, he did.
So hopefully Mr. Walker will be headed to Miami too. I think we're definitely in the lead for him.
And I retweeted it on Twitter. I don't know if for those of you that don't follow us on Twitter, in the little video that he made for the the camp that he was at,
the opening finals,
the opening finals, he made a little clip, and then you see him there, and he has a little wristband right here. So
and he made sure everybody saw that he had the UM.
If you notice in the clip, okay, whoever edited it and did whatever, you see him there. He kind of does the whole patch for the opening finals and stuff like that. But there's a moment there where it kind of like focuses a little bit on the wristband. So I mean, you love to see it. And then sure enough, after he.
By the way, in case you guys don't know, I had to share it. I have to share this with you. When you say edited, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Somebody from the University of Florida sent him an edit for him to use on Twitter, and they misspelled his name.
Nice.
And he even said it too. He said, they sort of sent me an edit, and I thought that was pretty cool. he goes, but they misspelled my name, and that sort of took a lot from it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it got
important.
under his skin. Yeah, it bothered him. So, and yeah, I mean, that would bother me too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So with Chris Washington, I mean, that's more of a long-term signing. And listen, we've talked about that. Wisconsin has made a living doing that. Other Big Ten teams is stashing these tall, athletic, underweight guys on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 years down the line, you have yourselves a monster.
Yeah.
And those are the guys that end up getting drafted in the first round in the NFL because they have the athleticism and then they put on the good weight in college and they become these beasts.
Yeah.
So with Washington, that's what we see. We see some potential and a good piece of play for Butch Barry to work with. By the way, guys, I do want to point out, you guys will see this in our videos. I know that we're not going to cover out of our recent commits Elijah Roberts. He's in the defensive lineman, outside linebacker video that we already have. So you can see Elijah Roberts. You can see Chance Williams on that same video, who's also a guy who hopefully will be committing to us on July 20th.
Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and link that for you guys up here somewhere, so you guys can go ahead and check that out.
Perfect. Tyreek Austin Cave is on the inside linebackers and secondary video, which Carlos will put it. Junior will put
that
it
one too
up there also for you guys to see.
Yeah.
So all of the recent commits are going to be covered, either because we've covered them before on the videos where we went over the prospects, or we're covering them now.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
And Junior's going to put it up there for you.
Yeah. So you go ahead and get and have easy access to that. So that pretty much wraps it up for Chris Washington, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell, like Big Dog put emphasis on it early on in the video. And yeah, we're gonna keep on doing these player profiles on commits. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let us know what you think in the comment sections about Chris Washington. Are you guys excited?
That's what I like, guys. Do this. I don't believe in stars. I don't care about stars, which you guys know. I know a lot of you guys don't either. Mm-hmm. But do this for me. On a scale of 1 to 5, tell me how you feel on Chris Washington's. Break it up for me. Tell me how you feel about the signing, and tell me on the same scale of 1 to 5, where do you think he could end up being under Butch Barry?
Yeah.
What type of potential you think he has to turn into? And look at that film and let us know in the comments.
Absolutely. So we look forward to interacting with you guys and seeing what you guys think. With that being said, it's all about the you.
It's always all about the you, baby.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Ryan Little. Yoga.